Okay, getting ready to do the Chapter 4 test part 2 review. Okay, test is going to be probably next Tuesday. So, in the review sheet. The review sheet has 12 questions. You guys know that on the test there'll be 12 questions. Are these the 12 questions? Sure, but with different numbers in them. Okay, so don't memorize a bunch of answers. Okay, so Chapter 4, part 2, test review. Let's work through all 12 of these real quick. Okay, we're starting out with factoring. 5x to the fourth minus 45x squared. First thing you always look for is a common factor. I know that 5 goes into both of these. Both of these have an x. They actually both have x squared. So I can factor out a 5x squared. 5x squared times what is 5x for? X squared minus, what do I times 5x squared by to get 45x squared? 9. We're not done factoring though. That's a difference of two squares. That's x squared, that's 3 squared. So x plus 3, x minus 3, 5x squared out front. Okay? Factored completely. Number 2, we're factoring 4 terms. If you remember, when we factor 4 terms, we always split them up. First two, last two. I can take an x squared out of each of these. X squared times x is x3, minus x squared times 5 is 5x squared. I can factor a 6 out of these. 6 times x is 6x, and 6 times 5 is 30. We're nowhere doing it right because the parentheses are the same. There's x squared, x minus 5s, and 6x minus 5s. Put them together, you have x squared plus 6, x minus 5s. That one's factored completely. Okay, number 3. I want to know if x minus 3 is a factor of 2x3 minus 3x squared plus 5x minus 1. Well, factor means it goes into it, it divides into it evenly without any remainder. So we're going to divide this out synthetically. We put the opposite of minus 3 in the box. Top line is 2, negative 3, 5, negative 1. We drop our 2, times to 6, add to 3. Times to 9, add to 14. Times 3 and 14, you get 42. Add these up, you get 41. Is it a factor? The answer is no. The remainder is 41 because the remainder is not 0. Remainder is not equal to 0. In order to be a factor, it needs to divide out and have a remainder of 0. If the remainder is not 0, it's not a factor. Okay. They give us x to the third plus 4x squared minus 11x minus 30. That should say equals 0. I apologize. Make that equal 0. One solution is 3. I want to find the other. We know there's 3 solutions. It's third power, third degree. One of the answers is 2. We need to find the other 2. So we divide it out synthetically. We put 2 in the box. Oh, I'm sorry, the solution is 3. 3 is the solution, okay? You put the solution in the box, 3. So we put 1, 4, negative 10, negative 30. We drop our 1, times to 3, add to 7. Times to 21, add to 11. Uh-oh. I messed up here. Shoot. Times 3, add to 7, times 21, add to 11, 33. Something's not right here. Let's do this. I might have typed this down wrong, or wrote this down wrong. Let's make this a 33. Okay? And even then, I don't know if we're gonna, no, that ain't gonna work. Shoot. Okay. We're gonna put this one on hold here for a second. Question number 4, okay? Because one of the solutions is not 3. I screwed up. Unless I wrote it down wrong. Yes, I did. I wrote it down wrong. That's what the problem is. All right, let's start over. Let's just start this one from scratch. Make sure you write the problem down right, okay? That was a minus 11, not a minus 10. Okay, so we have 1, 4, negative 11, negative 30. Drop the 1, times to 3, add to 7. Times to 21, add to 10. Times to 30, add to 0. That's a whole lot better, okay? Remember, this is our remainder. This is our number. This is our x. That's our x squared. So we have 1x squared plus x plus 10. We need to factor that further. Oops, geez, x squared plus 7x. Man, I'm off today. Okay, we need to factor this further. So we draw our 2 sets of parentheses. Okay, and x squared is x and x. There's no negatives anywhere, so plus plus. How do you times to 10 but add to 7? 2 and 5. So my other answers are negative 2 and negative 5. Okay? All right, so good thing to do there. Make sure you write the problem down right. It's really hard to get the right answer when you write down the wrong problem. 5. You can't miss this one. It says f of x equals 6x to the 8th minus 3x to the 4th plus 2x squared plus 9. Okay, how many total solutions? 8. How do I know that? It's the highest power. That's all I gotta do. There's no work to show on that. You can't miss that one, guys. Number 6. They give us this graph. Looks sort of like this. It says it's 8th degree. Okay? I want to know how many imaginary solutions. Well, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 x-intercepts, which means there's 4 real solutions. There's 8 total solutions and 4 are real. There's going to be 4 imaginary. That's another simple one. You got to knock that out of the park, guys. Okay? Some of these are really, really, really quick, easy questions. Okay? So, next one. All right, they give us f of x equals x to the 4th. Okay? And they give us a very quick rough graph of that. Looks sort of like this. They want to know, want you to actually graph g of x equals x plus 2 to the 4th minus 1. Okay? Well, what's that plus 2 with the x going to do to this graph? Let's move it left 2. Remember, with the x, it moves it left and right, the opposite of what you think. You think right 2 because it's plus. It's left 2. Off by itself, it moves it up and down. What you think? It moves it down 1. So what I do is this. I go 2 hash marks left, 1 hash mark down, put a dot, draw the same graph. Same graph, they just moved it 2 left, down 1. Okay, that's another one that should be pretty easy. Okay, they give you a sum graph. Whatever the graph is, they want f of x plus 4 minus 2. The graph, they don't give the equation for, they just say it's some function, looks sort of like this. This is the same thing we just did. This plus 4 with the x moves it 4 left. This minus 2, off by itself, moves it 2 down. So draw 2 hash marks down, 4 hash marks to the left, put a dot here, there's your graph. Same graph, 4 left, 2 down. That's all you're doing. Okay, 4 more to go. All right. Rough graphs. Okay, so number 9. We have f of x equals x plus 1 squared, x minus 4, x minus 2, x plus 3. Okay, first off, what degree is this? Well, I see 1, 2, 3, 4 x's, but it's really 5th degree because there's 2 of them here, 2x plus 1s, x plus 1, x plus 1, x minus 4, x minus 2, x plus 3. So it's actually 5th degree. Okay, you gotta remember, odd degree looks either like this, if it's positive and out front, or this, generally, if it's negative out front. If it's an even degree, it looks like a parabola. Okay? If it's positive, it's opening up. If it's opening down, there's a negative out front. Okay? Since this is 5th degree, which is odd, it's going to be one of these. There's no negative. It's going to be going sort of like this. Okay? It's generally going to look like that. Our zeros, our x-intercepts are -1, +4, +2, and -3. Opposite, 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 opposite. Okay? Now, remember, when it hits the x-axis, it either cross over or it could bounce off the x-axis. If it's raised to an even power, it's going to bounce. So at -1, it's going to bounce. Every other place, it's going to cross over. Okay? So, let's graph this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, +4, +2, -3. Okay? We said it's going to look sort of like this. So it's going to go up like this. It only bounces at -1, so it crosses over and it goes up some. And then it hits -1 and it bounces, so it goes back up. And does it go up higher or lower? I don't know, I don't really care. It goes up some. Then it goes back down to hit this dot and it crosses over. This is the only spot that it bounces at. It crosses over and goes down some. Swings back around to hit this and it crosses over. So again, if I looked at this, I mean, this generally kind of looks like that. Okay, it's just this weird part in the middle. Okay? Number 10, f of x equals x plus 3 squared, x minus 5 squared. Okay? So this is 4th degree. I see 2 x's, but there's 2 x plus 3's and 2 x minus 5's because of the squares. So it's 4th degree. 4th degree, which is even, so it's going to be a parabola either opening up or down. There's no negative. It's going to open up. It's going to look sort of like that, roughly like that. My intercepts are -3 and +5. They're both raised to an even power, so it's going to bounce at each of these. It's going to bounce at each of them. So we plot them, -3, put a dot, +5, put a dot. We said it's going to open up like this, so it's going to go like this. Okay, it's going to bounce, so it's going to go up some. Swing back down, just gotta hit this dot and it bounces here also, so it kind of looks like a W. Which again, if I cover this up, it kind of looks like a parabola, except for that weird part in the middle. Okay? 2 more to go. And the last 2 are the same question. Okay? They want to know, you have to show, don't just say it's even or odd or neither. You got to show why it's even or why it's odd or why it's neither. Okay? So we have f of x equals 5x squared minus 4x plus 7. In both of these problems, you always plug in negative x in parentheses. So 5, there's an x, put in negative x in parentheses squared. Minus 4, there's an x, plug in negative x. Plus 7. I just rewrote it, but instead of x, I plugged in negative x. Okay, in parentheses. Negative x squared, negative x times negative x is positive x squared times 5. Negative 4 times negative x is positive 4x plus 7. We just simplified it. Now, is it even? Well, the words you need to know are even. They got to be the same. Odd function, they got to be the opposite. Okay? Are these the same? Positive 5, negative 4, positive. Nope, they're not. So it's not even. It's not even on this one. Are they opposites? What's the opposite of positive 5x squared? Negative 5x squared. That's not what it is. So it's not odd either. So it's neither. Why? Because it's not the same or the opposite. That's your reason. Okay? Number 12, last one. 11x4 plus 1. So again, we plug in negative x. 11, parentheses, negative x to the 4th plus 1. Well, negative to the 4th. 4 negatives times together are positive. And x to the 4th is x to the 4th. So we have 11 times positive x to the 4th. Look at them. Are they the same? Yes, they are. It's even. Why? I just said. They're the same. When I plugged in negative x, we got the same result. Okay? All right. That's it.